the basement, boys.
Who's number 25?
Every episode we're gonna start.
Welcome to the Ben Simmons episode.
It's a quarter. You got a quarter on your pocket. Don't bring
what
up
you came
that.
up with?
That's what you came up with.
Who can you come up with? Number
Reggie Bush.
25? Okay.
Reggie Bush was a monster.
The Reggie Bush episode? Really?
The Reggie Bush.
You'd rather have it better than the Ben Simmons episode.
Episode 20.
Just 25, man. Just episode 25.
Episode 25, baby. What's going on, fellas?
What's
Chilling.
up, boss? How are you?
We're airing this on Christmas Eve. And as everybody knows,
Feliz Navidad.
Merry Christmas to all our
Feliz
people out there
Navidad.
that celebrate and to all your families. But on Christmas Eve, there's only one professional event happening. It is South Florida at San Jose
I'm surprised you're
San Jose State.
State.
Get your shit right. In the Hawaii Bowl.
And we figured, you know what? We're gonna take a money line real quick, have some fun. So we're gonna sweat this as the
Right now, it's not that sweaty. Right now, it's busted. Right now, we lost some cash. As it's sitting right now, we lost some cash. We're currently down 21-7 with 5 seconds left in the half.
Swade isn't, too happy with me
We're
right
about
now.
to take a 3.
Okay.
So it'll be 21-10 going to halftime.
If they hit it.
Listen, crazier shit has happened
Are
in
we
college
hedging?
football. Huh?
In what?
In college football.
You're considering
In
that
JUCO
college?
football.
What is that?
It's like, you know those kids that weren't smart enough to get to college, but they weren't stupid enough to stay in high school? That's the game we're watching right
There
now.
you go.
Are we going to hedge?
With what? We're down 11.
Yeah,
What are we going to hedge
you
with?
can't hedge that. You can't hedge
Fuck, let's get a
that.
spread.
But we got some good stuff on this episode. We're gonna talk about a lot of quarterbacks today.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that I think we have to say about a lot of quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, Kyler, maybe a little bit. There's some things that we got to say.
Some apologies to be made, possibly.
Not apologies.
Just like maybe
you
I'm
know.
a couple of wrongs, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Hey, listen, on the Basement Boys, we're always open to say I'm wrong.
Are we?
We're going to be held accountable to our actions.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure. What are you gonna whip me? This guy made it sound like he's about to get a belt out and whip me and hold me accountable.
Let me just stay.
This is not the kind of pod, right?
I mean, it could be if you wanted to. Listen, whatever gets views.
All right, boys. The first thing I do want to talk about. I think this is a very unpopular discussion that people don't want to have, but we've talked about it a few times among us in the actual basement. I want to talk about the Buffalo Bills because this has been on my mind a ton. I think that the Buffalo Bills are by far the most overrated team in the NFL.
Couldn't disagree.
Now, I need people to disattach their love for Josh Allen and what I'm saying about the Buffalo Bills. He's great. He's the MVP. But when is the last time that we have seen a very dependent quarterback team go all the way to the Super Bowl and win? Because I think Josh Allen's greatness has blinded us from how bad that defense is. They legitimately have given up like over 40 points in 2 straight games against against the Rams and the Lions, and then the Patriots are scoring out a little bit. I just don't see a team like that actually getting to the Super Bowl. I still view the Chiefs and the Ravens above them right now. What do you guys think about that?
I think we're all in agreement. We've been saying that. I mean, listen, why is Josh Allen MVP?
Because I think today he's the most valuable player to his team's success.
Why?
Just today.
Why?
Because of what we just spoke about.
Because he has to carry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to carry a team, that means your team is shit.
Yeah.
It's in the equation.
I just see a lot of people just slot them into the Super Bowl, and I'm not saying that they can't do it, but like smart money and being a smart football fan, I don't see it. Just remind me, when was the last quarterback dependent team that got to the Super Bowl? Like that dependent on quarterback play.
I don't remember. What's never happened?
Maybe like the Packers a little bit with A-Rod, maybe.
No. I mean,
The Packers
They had a good defense then. I mean,
They
but
had
like
a really-
maybe a little bit.
it was
Patty last year.
Patty last year.
but
they
Patty's
had the best defense in the league
Their
last year.
defense played really well.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
You
there
get
is
what
a-
I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't usually
Like, it just
typically
doesn't happen like that where
And now listen, there's a first for sports. There's a first for everything in sports, but like, here's the best I could say about the Bills. If the Bengals found a way to get to the playoffs and they played the Buffalo Bills in the first round, like it's not a guarantee Buffalo comes away with that win. It's
I
not a
don't think the
guarantee.
Buffalo Bills get past the Ravens. Whenever they have to play the Ravens
with the
or the
You're
Chiefs,
going to the
What's
to
the
the
Bengals
AFC
different?
Championship potentially. I'm going even first round.
Oh no,
it's not a guarantee they get
would have
past
to,
the Bengals.
No,
Bro.
they would have to
It
play.
really is not a
They would
guarantee,
have
bro.
to.
Do they have the best team out of the Ravens and the Chiefs?
Who?
Bills.
They have the worst team by
No,
far.
they have the worst team.
They have by far the worst
They
team.
have
This,
the-
this is the reason why we put Josh Allen in MVP in
Yeah,
MVP talks
they have
to
the,
begin with.
They have the worst team.
Just think about it. His numbers aren't better than Lamar's,
No.
and they're one game behind the Bills. So what is it? It's the fact that he's
just-
carrying a bad team
As of today, he's just more
Bad team.
valuable to
Right.
their success.
because it's a worse team.
Oh, I would tell you right now, the Ravens are, I think, in the perfect position right now. They're primed to make a run, bro. I think they're in perfect position. I think that we're going to come to a collision course in the AFC Championship. Ravens and Chiefs. There's not even no point of watching the games.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa.
I think the Bills would get steamrolled by the Ravens. Steamrolled. And
They played each other this year.
yeah, and I think
the result
Chi-
was not fun.
And I think the Chiefs are, just they're gonna get to the AFC.
The Ravens
Championship.
clapped the Bills, right?
34
They
to 10.
clapped them,
Yeah,
bro.
I know.
They clapped them.
34 to 10.
Ravens are starting to peak at the right time. You get what I'm saying?
And
But the Bills clapped the
Lamar
Chiefs,
outplayed
and
Josh
the
heavy
Chiefs
in that
clapped
game.
The Ravens.
What is it?
Lamar outplayed Josh heavy in that game. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised if they end up with the same record.
Eddie, I told you
that's a close look.
this is a storyline It's a storyline award.
Can they even end up in the same record? I don't think they can.
I think they're only one game behind Buffalo right now.
What's Buffalo? 13
No,
and-
Buffalo
13-4?
has 3 losses. Ravens have like
Buffalo has
five.
3 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they've only
I thought
lost.
they
Yeah,
had
no,
4.
they're not going to end up with a better record. And even if they did,
Can they tie? They can tie.
I think they're-
Baltimore's 10-5, right?
Yeah, they could definitely
Buffalo's
tie.
13-3.
Yeah, I think the Bills
12
have
and 3.
2 cupcake teams coming up to play. They're not going to lose another game this year.
They can tie. What are you talking about?
I'm
no,
just-
they can't.
But even if they do tie, like,
Yeah,
it's still gonna
it's
go to
a storyline type of award, bro. You know,
go to Josh.
every year it goes to the.
I don't like that though.
What?
It's not fair.
To who?
To like the,
No,
to
Josh
Jackson.
Allen should be the MVP.
No, he shouldn't though. I mean, Lamar's having a better year.
I mean, but his team needs, like, the Bills need Josh more than the Ravens need Lo.
Today,
In theory,
yes.
they would need him more than they need Lamar.
It's like it's
It's neck and
it's
neck.
up there.
Of
Yeah,
course,
it's
it's
neck and
Because
neck.
like neither of them, in reality, if we're just being real about it, neither of them are like as valuable or more valuable than Joe Burrow, for example, for his team.
I'm not mad
But
about
you
it.
have to include multiple things in the equation. How many wins you have. What was the narrative to start the year goes into that equation.
mean-
What else you have on your squad
True.
is in that equation. So it's like,
Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the league this year.
I mean, statistically, he is.
By far.
It's not by far. Lamar's numbers are right there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
they're right
when
there,
we-
Mike,
bro.
can I ask you a question? Take out Lamar's rush yards.
Oh, you can't do
Rush
that.
yards
Though.
and rush touchdowns.
No, brother, I'm talking about throwing the ball.
I understand that, but like,
He's going to
take-
throw for 45 touchdowns this year, potentially.
Oh yeah, he's,
shit.
yeah,
Did you
no,
hear what I just said?
Yeah, no, them boys
With
are,
like 6 picks.
Wow.
That's what I was talking about with Lamar. It's like, all right, bro, we got it. You can throw the ball. Yo,
He has them.
go back to where you. Go
He
back to where
has.
you.
He
to
has.
what you were, bro. Oh, you got it. You made your point.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Point taken, bro.
45.
But yeah, man,
I think he has like 38 on the year right now, bro.
I just think the Bills are a good story this year, man. Listen, man, again, good team.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about like Super Bowl winners,
Yeah.
you need a well-rounded team. And I mean, Josh still hasn't proved to me that he can go on like a Patrick Mahomes type of run in the playoffs too. Like, I don't have any evidence of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, it may prove us wrong, and it may happen, but that's just how I feel about them, and I think we're all in agreement about that. I want to start talking about some quarterbacks though. I feel super strong about this because this quarterback I'm about to talk about, I feel like gets a lot of hate, but I think he did something recently to cement himself. I want to talk about Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert isn't firmly in your top 5 of quarterbacks, then we can't talk football. He has proved that he is a game changer, and there are only 4 other quarterbacks in the league right now that can do what he's doing with this Charger team this year. The Chargers told him, listen, we're going to take away your best wide receiver. We're going to take away your best running back. We're going to cut a lot of money, and you're going to have to lead this team to the playoffs. With the injuries they've had on defense, with the bum ankle, we watched him on Thursday Night Football against the Broncos, and he made plays that only the 4 other guys, the Burrows, the Lamars, the Josh, and the Patties can
There's
make.
one other guy.
He made a Samula too.
There's one other guy that can definitely be in that position and have the same record and the same outcome.
Who's that?
We watched him on Sunday Night Football, man.
Who?
I personally think Baker Mayfield can do what Justin Herbert can.
Baker from the second, he's not better than Justin Herbert, but from the
He's
from,
not better than
from
Justin
those
Herbert.
second crop of guys. You know the Daks and the Golfs and those guys.
He's in there.
He's to me like he's my favorite one. I don't know if he's necessarily the best one, but from the next crop of guys, he's at worst second. He's either better than Dak or better than Golf, but he's not worse than both.
Can I say this?
That's what I'll say.
I can definitely see Baker Mayfield in a Chargers uniform doing what Justin Herbert is doing.
In a Chargers uniform, so you think he's better than? You think he's just as good as Justin Herbert?
In the pocket, no.
He's definitely not better than him in the pocket.
No.
I'm talking about overall.
Shit,
No.
even over.
No.
I think Justin Herbert.
Just up there, though.
Listen, if somebody walks up to me and they real talk have Baker at like 6 or 7, like I'm not gonna be upset at it.
I think
but he's
the-
definitely not better than Justin Herbert.
No, I think the
definitely
gap
not better.
between number 5 and Justin Herbert and whoever is number 6 is a really big gap.
Yeah, but it's also a big gap from 4 to 5 though.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
fuck yes.
I could see this Charger team in a couple years with a few more pieces win a Super Bowl.
I mean, but we've seen him for the last 4 years, and the team has been very mediocre. They've been a very average football team, but they
still
haven't had average rosters. Before you tell me what is he playing with, they've had good rosters, and they've been average.
They're still average.
You can blame it on coaching all you want, but like
They're still
Joe Burrow,
average.
we don't give him the excuse of defense.
Yeah, we are this year.
No,
Nobody's
we don't. We don't give him the excuse of defense. We just say like, yeah, you're having a good season, but what does it matter? You're losing games. I mean, it's what it is.
I think that
do.
It's what it is.
I
We
think
do, but in general, the
I think
narrative isn't
Justin,
like, oh,
I'm just saying though,
woe
because
is Joe
everybody,
Burrow, you know what I mean?
Everybody brings up playoff success and all this when they want to down Justin Herbert to say he's not one of those guys. There's never been a bad team to win a playoff.
he's the worst one in the pocket from all those guys, and he's the least mobile one. So how is he better than any of those guys?
I never said he's better than any of those guys. I just say he's 5.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a big gap between 4
Yeah,
and
he's
5.
5. When we put a top 5 list, he has to be number 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, but who doesn't have Justin Herbert number 5? Is my would be my question.
You see people out there, man, talk shit about him. There's
We
always
didn't. In the beginning of the year, we didn't.
Listen, there's a few guys who have the potential to squeeze themselves at 6, though.
who?
At 6,
Oh, 6.
firm cement themselves at 6.
Even at 5.
Jared Goff with the Super Bowl cements himself at 6. He'd be cemented at 6 to me, because the next crop of guys, we all agree,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a downfall. Someone like Baker, if got the NFC Championship game, could squeeze himself at 6 or 7. I'm missing some guys.
Dak.
I mean, Dak obviously not anymore right now. Hurts.
Jordan Love.
Those
Could
guys.
get Jordan Love. Jordan Love might be as good as Justin Herbert.
I mean, shit. Yeah. I mean,
I forgot about Jordan Love.
so I would say this for me, moving forward, and I've always been like this. Like the 6 through 10 spot, it's just a yearly recycled.
But let's
on
talk
how-
about 5 though.
5 Justin Herbert.
No, man. You can't
Justin-
stand
Justin
Justin
Herbert.
Herbert, though.
Like, would the Packers lose out on that trade? Like, would they? No, I'm saying would the Chargers lose out if they swapped Jordan Love for Justin Herbert today? I don't think they'd lose out on anything.
I think Love has to prove a little bit more, but I mean, guys, listen.
Prove what? What do you want him to prove?
Prove that he can lead a team. Like
I mean, he's
Hetty,
what's
Hetty, you're so
lead a
let's-
team to what? Is my question.
playoff success.
But Justin Herbert has done that though. And much.
So
you
this-
just said you can't use playoff success, and then you used it against Jordan Love.
But because Justin Herbert has the tools, right? My thing about Justin Herbert and why I'm bringing Justin Herbert up, especially with this team that he's playing with this year, he has by far the worst supporting cast that he has to carry than any of the 4 guys even above him. Think about this.
Spring cast on offense.
On offense, yes. But think about this real quick. He legitimately has a rookie wide receiver who's really good, a slot guy. He has one of the worst starting wide receivers in the league.
With Quinn Johnson or Led?
No, Ladd's good.
Ladd's really good. Quinn
He
Johnston.
doesn't have a tight end. They had Dawkins.
Drizzly
who's-
was a baller though this year though.
But
Last few
in
games.
general, we're not looking at like a whole bunch of weapons, right? And he's doing what he has to do to get this team to now firmly in the playoffs. And guys,
I know, but
he's-
they started it really hot due to their run game though. Is what carried them was their run game and their defense, early on.
yeah.
And lately they've been dropping some games. I think. What's the record right now?
Jake-
Because they started off like
they got 10 wins
6-2 or some shit like that.
No, they're
They're
10
like
and 2.
9 and.
That's just because their defense completely
9 and
fell
6.
apart. Completely fell apart, man.
I'm not
10
gonna give
and
him that
5,
excuse.
something like that.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
Jacob
give.
Dobbins
I'm
right.
not gonna give him that excuse.
Nah,
bro.
man. He's firmly number 5 for me, man.
Oh,
Firmly.
he's number 5, but I'm saying like bro. Jordan Love gets his team to the Super Bowl. No, it's not firm anymore.
I'm
It's
good
not
with
really
that.
firm anymore.
I'm
at
good
all.
with that.
It's very wishy-washy at that point.
I'm huge on
Matthew
Love.
Matthew Stafford is bro.
You take him over Matthew Stafford?
If he got his team to the Super Bowl this year,
If you take Justin Herbert right now over Matthew Stafford?
today,
Yes.
today, yes,
You
today.
Yeah.
you love Stafford.
I do love Stafford, but I'm realistic. I mean, he's old now, bro. He's
Yeah.
he's getting up there.
He might like guys
I-
like Goff and Dak
I already
are
said
probably
I already-
better than Matt now.
Yeah, I already said what I said about Love. Love is the best quarterback in the NFC.
Yeah, but all the good quarterbacks in the AFC though. So it's like,
Most of them.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Like when you want to compare him to,
but all the better teams are in the NFC.
yeah,
So what does that say?
because the quarterback's more valuable in the AFC. They're carrying bigger loads. They're really well built teams in the freaking NFC, bro. Like I mean, you think about the
around.
Lions, Minnesota. Man, the Packers are very well put together, man. It's a young team, but
Yeah.
they're really, really well built, man. So, all right,
I'll give you 5. I won't give you. It's not arguable. That I won't give you. I'll give you 5 though.
I won't give you that either.
I'm
I'll
a
give you
big
5.
Justin Herbert fan, man.
I know, me too.
especially on a bum
You're a
ankle,
fan
man.
of 8.
We
and
are
8.
too. But you know what, man? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He's a better Trevor Lawrence, man.
Yeah, but that's a good thing though.
But Trevor Lawrence is a bum.
But that's a good
I got
thing.
hope
though.
with Trevor.
Trevor Lawrence is a bum.
But that's a good thing. No, you're right. He's a better Trevor Lawrence. But like that's a great quarterback. If you're a good Trevor Lawrence, that's a great quarterback, bro.
Trevor Lawrence is like a
Because he has the tools.
top 20, top 25.
No, he's top 15.
No, he's not.
When healthy, he's
No,
top
he's
15.
When he's
Don't make us go down the list right now. It's a pod, but still, don't do this right now.
I'm okay with going down the list, but he's not top 50. He's not top 50.
He asked for it.
top 15.
By the way, I just wanted to let you know Lamar right now is currently at 37 touchdowns and 4 picks on the season. 120.6 passer rating, one of the highest in NFL history.
so let's
But
do this. I got the list here right in front of us.
All
Okay,
right.
so
yes or no? Yay or nay over Trevor Lawrence?
all right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quick. Would you rather Trevor Lawrence healthy? Josh Allen.
Yes.
No. No, what do you mean?
Like I'm saying, we're taking yes or no. Would you take him over him?
Yes.
One.
Okay, so let's start all over. We're gonna do a quick Trevor Lawrence. Would you rather? Are you gonna take Josh Allen over Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
One.
Are you gonna take Tua over Trevor Lawrence?
2.
No, I am not taking Tua over Trevor Lawrence. I'm not.
Really?
No, I think with the
They're both the same. Type
with
of quarterback.
coaching,
Sure.
A-Rod.
No.
I'm not taking A-Rod right now over him. Drake May, no, not yet. Russ, I'm not taking Russ over Trevor Lawrence.
I'm taking Russ.
I'm
over Trevor
taking
Lawrence.
Russ over Trevor Lawrence.
The Steelers would be worse.
Lamar,
3.
Yeah.
Burrow,
4.
Yes.
anybody that starts for Cleveland,
No, absolutely not. taking
Stroud, yes.
CJ, yes.
I'm not taking anybody that starts for Indiana. Or I'm sorry, Indianapolis.
Richardson, you're not taking Richardson?
No, man, he can't play. Nobody that starts for Tennessee.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Patty,
6.
Herbert,
Herbert, 7. I'm
Bo
taking
Nix.
Bo Nix.
I'm not taking Bo Nix.
I'm taking Bo Nix.
I mean, if I'm starting a franchise and you give me one of the two, I'm taking Bo Nix.
I'm not.
From what I've seen.
I'm taking Bo Nix.
I'm not. Anybody that starts for the Raiders, no. Hurts,
9.
yes. Jaden,
Yes.
yes.
10.
Dak, yes.
11.
Anybody that starts for the Giants,
Jared
no.
Goff, 12.
Okay, I got the list.
Oh, sorry.
Sam Darnold.
13.
I mean, guys, man, we've seen Sam.
Right now, you take Darnold, put him with Trevor Lawrence. They're not going 13-3. Move on.
How
man.
do you know that, though?
Because I know that, bro.
I've seen Sam Darnold get benched, bro.
Man, I
And
just-
similar.
I just hate Trevor Lawrence.
Why do you hate-
I don't hate Trevor Lawrence.
Why
I
do
just
you
think
hate
he's
Trevor
overrated.
Lawrence?
But he was this close to being out of the league. I just want to remind you.
Who? Darnie?
Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
He was this close.
Hey, listen. Listen.
Whatever.
Keep going though.
14.
There's more
We're
guys.
14.
Yeah. Love.
15.
Caleb. Do we know
Yeah,
yet?
I'm
Caleb,
definitely taking
yes.
Caleb over him. 16.
Anybody on Atlanta? No. I'm not.
Baker 17.
Baker, 17.
Nobody on New
Riley,
Orleans.
No Bryce Young.
Nobody. Stafford, yes.
18.
I'm not
18.
taking Gino over
I'm
him.
taking Gino over
I
him,
am
man.
not taking Gino over him.
19.
Gino sucks, man.
Bro, so does Trevor
I think they're the
He
same
does
player.
not, man. No, man.
I think they're the same player. One just comes with a lot more hype than the other
For
guy.
me, I'm taking Gino over Trevor Lawrence.
But
That's
your
19.
problem with Gino is interceptions, but Trevor Lawrence has the same
Touchdowns
problem.
and interceptions, bro.
But he has the same. But Trevor Lawrence has had the same problem.
Has he had the same problem?
Yes, bro. You're gonna bring up the 1 year he came to the AFC
So hold on,
Championship,
we're
but
at-
like
we're
every
at-
other
we're
year
at-
after
we're
that,
at
bro.
19, right?
He doesn't throw picks as much as Geno Smith does, but like he's
What do we
turnover
have? We have
prone,
2 more
bro.
left. We have Kyler Murray.
I mean, I think we made our point. We
And
said
Brock
not top
Purdy.
15. He's definitely not top 15.
Yeah.
Not this year. No.
No, not any year.
I
All these
could
guys we named, I'm taking for the next 5.
I can
over
see
him.
him. I could see him get paired with a good coach, and he can resurrect his career, bro.
There was nothing wrong with Doug Peterson, man.
Isn't Doug Peterson a Super Bowl winning head coach?
I mean,
Yes,
he
he
is,
is.
guys.
He
But
is,
I
but
mean,
there's nothing wrong with
come
Doug
on,
Peterson,
guys.
brother.
I mean, seriously.
He's had weapons, Hakeem.
What weapons has he had, man?
No, when listen,
What
Hakeem,
weapons have we had
Hakeem,
now?
We had this
when
conversation.
he had Calvin Ridley and he had Christian Kirk and he had Evan Ingram and he had Travis Etienne, that's a good roster. That offense isn't the Lions' offense, but like that's not a shitty offense. That's not shit enough for me to tell. Oh, that's why you play like shit.
You know what? I'm actually gonna, like I said.
What are you talking about, bro?
Be consistent. We talked about this last week. When you said when we hate a player, we make it seem like he has weapons. I'm not gonna say weapons.
Yes.
He's had an arsenal. That's a better word
Yes.
than that. He's had an arsenal.
But-
he's had teammates. He's had players. He hasn't done anything. He's mediocre, brother.
Guys, I
Let's
am
even
not.
His issue is that he's inaccurate and he's turnover prone.
I'm
bro.
saying.
That's his
Let me say
issues.
this. Yes,
Uh-huh.
he is very, very overrated, and he was very, very overhyped coming out of college.
Okay.
Yes, you make a great point about what I said last week.
Okay.
But you can still have context and have talks around certain players and what they have played with.
Sure.
Right? That's something to talk about.
He's Geno Smith.
He's not. Man, he's at his
First
worst
year,
season,
first year for Trevor Lawrence. Just 1 second.
At his
just
worst year.
just stop.
He's gonna bring up.
First season, 12 touchdowns, 17 picks.
Okay.
The next season, 25 touchdowns and 8 picks. Last year, 21 touchdowns and 14 picks. And this year, before he got hurt, 11 touchdowns and 7 picks. He's Geno Smith, brother. He's Geno Smith.
Geno Smith wishes, bro. I promise you, he does.
I mean, again, like this, Geno Smith is a guy who,
Geno Smith is not a starting quarterback.
turnover
this
prone,
bro.
4,000 yards a game, 4,000 yards a season. This is Trevor Lawrence. It's legit Trevor Lawrence is what I named
You
you.
had it up there.
I know. I'm trying to.
It's
I'm
exactly
trying to
what
go
Trevor
to the
Lawrence is,
career,
brother.
bro. I can't believe that we're gonna sit here. I don't know why Geno Smith even gets the talk that he gets. Bro.
Because he's a very middle of the pack quarterback. He's the absolute average quarterback in the NFL. He's the absolute average quarterback in the NFL.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's number 16 to 17. Like that's what he is.
I had him closer to 20 when I did my list.
Well,
So
I mean, even if he's 17, let's say he's 18. That's middle of the pack. That's a very average quarterback, brother.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence overrated, man.
Thank you.
It's okay.
I agree with you guys. I never said anything different about that.
And his stats have the same stats as Geno Smith do.
Why do we have this talk then? Oh no, he's not that 15.
Because guys, we're going to like a different part and a different.
Sorry, he
like-
has much better numbers than Trevor Lawrence does.
and he's never played with
the
an
last few years.
organization like Seattle, bro.
30 touchdowns and 11 picks in 2022
Yes,
with
bro.
4,300 yards.
Heady,
Last
but
year,
has he ever
3,600
played-
and 20 and 9 picks. And then this year, he threw a lot of picks. He has 15, 17 touchdowns, and he's going to end up
Heady,
with over
has
4,000
he ever
yards.
played with a supporting cast like Geno has, man?
No, he hasn't.
That's all I'm trying
No,
to
he
say.
hasn't. And he's a loser. So, like, I mean, you make it seem like, oh, he hasn't played with anybody, he wins. No, he's a loser. I mean,
No, man.
It shows.
Trevor Lawrence has took a team.
He's a
to
loser.
the
He's a loser.
playoffs
He's a loser.
And won a playoff
He's
game.
a loser. Wallah, he is.
Heady, he's won a playoff game.
In his NFL career, he's a loser.
Heady.
In his NFL
not
career,
gonna
he's
compare,
a loser.
I'm not going to compare Geno Smith to Lawrence when Lawrence has actually gone
No,
to
I'm saying they're the same guy.
and won a playoff game.
They're the same guy, bro.
He's gone to a playoff game
Yes,
and he's won.
and he's
he
the
beat
same guy.
Herbert.
Yes, and he's the same guy, brother.
Yeah, when the Chargers blew that lead.
Yes, and he
Yes.
was part of that game.
Yes,
remember.
and he's still
And
he's
they
still resting on those laurels from 3 years
I
ago.
mean,
I mean, okay.
he's gone to a playoff and he's won a playoff game.
Well, brother,
Okay.
he's a mediocre quarterback. He's a mediocre.
He has
quarterback.
one less playoff win than
he's a very
Dak.
he's a very average quarterback.
You get what
brother.
I'm saying?
I get it.
Hakeem is a very average quarterback, brother.
He's below
with a lot of hype.
He's below average.
He's a very average quarterback with a lot of hype, man.
He's
He's all the tools in the world, and he's a loser. As a football player, not as a human being.
Move on.
Make that clear. He's factually, he's a loser because it is what it is.
Cooked us on so many parlays as well. Letting you know.
I mean, that's not a big deal, but like, that's not what I base it on.
Yeah.
It's like bet cook us on some parlays, but never on money lines though.
We're gonna talk a little bit about another disappointing quarterback. And I don't mean to kick this person while he's down because all over social media right now, he is getting kicked while he's down. But I gotta say I was wrong about Kyler Murray, man.
Thank you.
Listen, man, all the talent in the world, but when your team is in the playoff hunt and the numbers that he's been putting up in these games, I can't defend that. I got to put him in the bucket of talented but not proven, man. And I hate to do that, but it's just true. You can't be in contention for a playoff spot and throw some of the picks that he was throwing against the Panthers, man. That's just not defendable. That's just not. You can't be the reason your team's losing games. So I can't.
How do we talk back at that? I really don't know what to say.
We don't because
What?
Kyler Murray is better than I thought.
What do you mean?
Like he's better than I thought.
Are you turning it?
Yeah,
Why?
unfortunately. This is the second time this happens in 2 weeks. Last week was Pat. This year it's Kyler Murray. This one is because of my
But
hernia.
Pat,
so.
I mean, Pat.
Well,
is a different one.
with Kyler,
Well, yeah, we get disrespectful.
I realized how bad his team is though.
Yeah, I mean,
In that, but listen to me, Ali, for 2 seconds. He's overrated. He's a lot better than Trevor Lawrence, but he's in that like bucket of
Yeah.
like overrated guys, a lot of potential, but it hasn't come about yet.
talented, but
He's
needs to prove
he's
it.
in that bucket. Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't who so far isn't
Not
who
yet.
we thought. Right, and it's
The
first
best-
year,
Yeah,
and his second wide receiver is who?
and Trey McBride is the only
McBride.
guy.
Trey McBride is really good, but like that's it.
But see,
on
this
offense.
is
That's
something
it.
that this is something.
You know what
that-
I mean? Like on third and long situations, which they were in a ton of, and some of them were because of Kyler, granted. But in third and long situations, there's not much out there for him. That's what I'll
He's
say.
not smart. He's not a smart.
He's.
quarterback.
I don't know if he's not smart
He
as
makes
much
bad
as much
decisions.
as it is, and I don't mean to be fucked up. I just don't think he can see over the line
No, he can't.
efficiently enough to make good decisions
No,
with
he
the football,
struggles
bro.
to see over the line. That's
Like the only time I've ever seen him make very nice throws is when
Outside
he
the
scrambles outside of the pocket.
Yeah.
And like, cause, like again, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, cause he can see that way.
Yeah.
Like behind the line, I mean, bro, it's science. You're 5'9", your line on average is 6'5". You're not gonna see over that. But there was a lot of shit he was trying to make up for his team in that game that I saw, bro. I mean, did Kyler Murray allow 30 points to Carolina Panthers? Did he do that?
No.
I don't think he did that. Unless I'm tripping. He
So-
plays defense,
No.
and I didn't know.
If your
I gotta
defense-
say something.
Defense gives up that many points.
Right.
You have to
But that's what
score.
I'm saying. To the Panthers.
I gotta say something too, though. We we're talking about supporting cast and not downing and elevating people. God, it takes more than one guy
Right.
on your supporting cast to like be successful in this league.
Unless you're the top four.
Even these top four guys have some players.
all have one guy.
You know, I mean, like I can name a great player on each of these guys' teams, bro.
No.
All of them have one guy. All of them have one Pro Bowl worthy player, bro. All of them.
Oh, top five.
The top four, the top five quarterbacks, if you want to include just
Like-
One guy?
One guy.
No, Patty has guys on defense and guys on offense.
Oh, you're saying weapons. Well, defense aren't weapons. We're talking about weapons.
Joe Burrow has two.
That's the only one. And he has
Well,
nothing on defense, and he's
Lamar has two.
Lamar has two.
who's the second
Mark
one?
Andrews
Mark
and
Andrews is it?
Mark
Derrick
Andrews is not
Henry.
anymore. Mark Andrews is.
And Derrick
no,
Henry.
Mark
And
Andrews
Zay.
is.
What the what?
Zay's a good wide receiver, man.
Zay's an undersized, speedy wide receiver who Lamar makes look great, bro. That's
But
all it
he's
is.
good though, man. Like Zay Flowers.
But that's not a dangerous weapon. Nobody's coming into the game thinking, "Oh, we can't let Zay Flowers go off." I promise you,
we
bro.
sure?
1,000,000%.
No, we're doing that with
1,000,000%,
We're not
bro.
doing that with
Well, who? You're not exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're not doing it with any other weapons that they have. Like nobody's coming into the game saying, "Hey, we got to stop Shakir Allen today."
I
Like
know,
that's what I'm saying.
But,
bro. Like,
but that's the whole point is like
Yeah.
most of these guys who are not these like
four,
all-time
yeah.
greats aren't. They need some support, bro.
Yes.
Even a little bit of support. I'm telling you, like even a little bit of support.
Right.
I mean, the Cardinals are picking in the top 10 every single year. It's not because of. I promise you, it's not all because of Kyler, bro.
no, it's not. Now again, there's certain things he doesn't help with, but
To me, I gotta put in the bucket of very, very, very talented, but you gotta prove it to me where I could start defending you again.
today I'm taking Baker over over Kyler Murray, which you said that last time and you kind of pushed back on.
I think that
Today I'm taking
I think
Baker.
that they're all kind of that same bucket. For
I'm
me,
super
man.
high on Baker, bro.
I
As
know.
am I.
Baker is one. Listen to me.
Baker's really good,
Hear
bro.
me out for 2 seconds. Wallah. Real talk. Real talk. To me, in my eyes, he's a top 5 to 6 in the league. Just as a game changer, not skill. Just as a quote unquote baller.
I don't have a real definition for like a
Like to me,
baller.
he's like a more of a game changer, a load carrier than someone like Justin Herbert. Just as much, if not more than Justin Herbert. Same guy. Because we can say, oh, he has all these weapons. His weapons went down. He still kept him in the playoff with Bucky Irving as his best offensive weapon and K. Dot.
I like Booker.
Let's be real.
Hey,
Let's be real,
I
bro.
like Baker. What I would say about
Well, let's
Baker.
not overrate guys, but let's give credit where it's due. Bro.
What I would
That's
say
what I'm
about
saying.
Baker is he falls into that like it's just the year.
But you don't see it with Baker, like that game-changing
I
ability.
have always been
more than like someone like Goff, more than
He's,
someone like Dak. He just has something. It's not something. It's intangible.
I don't know.
You can't. I can't describe it to you
Here's-
in words, but like I see it. When
Here's
I see
what
it.
I would say about
He has.
Baker.
You know what he is. He has it. He has the.
He has it. Here's what I would say about Baker.
Jimmy Butler.
If I had
Yes,
the
well,
Lions, I am not taking Baker over Jared Goff because when I have a set offense and I need somebody to be very precise,
I agree.
And I need somebody to, be like the adult in the room. And if I trust somebody, I trust Dak and I trust Jared Goff because Baker has it, but he's out of control sometimes. And
Yeah.
you get what and it's not a
But
shot at
if
him.
you were the Dallas Cowboys, something in my heart of hearts, and again, I cannot explain it with words. I just see it when I see it. Something tells me like the Cowboys win a couple more playoff games than they have in the last few years with Baker instead of Dak.
I just
Really?
don't.
I don't know what it is. I cannot explain it to you in words. I see it in Baker. I see it too much.
I'm
Like for a guy who's ranked 10th and over, like in that game against Dallas, nobody on planet Earth is going to convince me that he wasn't going to get points on that drive.
But Hetty, we
Nobody,
also,
bro.
but Hetty, he,
Because think about the first play of that drive.
Yeah, it was a
Think about it, bro.
crazy drive.
I've seen it, but those plays are normal for Baker in those situations.
I'm with you.
They're
bro.
always.
I love
He's
Baker.
always just making a play when it counts, bro.
hate
And like
to do
he's
this,
doing that
though.
since college. He's been doing that.
I hate to do this though, but we also have to criticize him because that was a must-win game and he lost to a team he shouldn't have lost to.
100%. But
know.
you could say that for 15 quarterbacks in this
know.
league, bro. Even including the top 5.
No, I know, but
So it's like that happens, bro.
I know.
But
I'm just saying,
in
though.
general, because his roster isn't great, his defense isn't great, and you can talk about his offense all you want. Like Mike Evans isn't wide receiver 1 on that team anymore. It was Chris Godwin for the large portion of the beginning of the year. And he lost his quote unquote wide receiver 1, and then he lost his Mike Evans for a few games.
I like
and he
him.
kept them competitive. Bro.
I like him.
with K. Dotton. Like no disrespect,
And
but
Bucky
yeah.
Irvin.
I
that's
like-
not an all pro player.
And a rookie running back.
I like Baker a lot. I really, really do. Baller, love watching him. I don't know if you could win like a Super Bowl with him because I don't know. He's just like out of control sometimes.
Depends on what you have around him.
He's best when coming from behind. Like when he's behind, I want that guy. He's got a heart of a champion. If I had like a set team and I had the set offense line and I had the wide receivers and I wanted somebody to perfect the playbook, I'm still taking a guy like Goff over him, and I'm still taking a guy like Dak over him.
No, I'm good with Baker. Even in that situation, I'm good with
Because
Baker.
I've seen Dak,
Real talk.
win 12 games in a row, being like an MVP candidate in the playoffs. Sure, I might take Baker in those games in the playoffs. That's just because what I feel about Dak in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
like Baker doesn't lose to Green Bay as bad as Dak lost last year.
I wrote this into the group chat yesterday.
Doesn't.
I put this into the group chat yesterday. I think that Green Bay is really good, man.
They're good.
They are really, really good, and
They're good at everything great at nothing.
And we, because they destroyed Dallas and they gave the Niners a run for the money. Like that's like a Super Bowl contending team.
They're good at everything great at nothing.
Oh, they're young, bro. Oh, they're gonna continue getting better.
Youth
youngest
isn't
team in
greatness.
the
I'm
NFL,
saying
bro.
right now, as of
Youngest team in the NFL.
yes, but as of right now, they're good at everything great at nothing.
Right
Great at
now,
nothing? They're great at the running back
they're the
At what?
They're great at the running back position.
yeah.
They have a great run game, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not great either. It's not gonna it wins you games.
They're the
Against,
third best team in.
it wins you
NFC.
game against the Saints in week 15. But like we see it in the playoffs, see how many games it wins you to just run Josh Jacobs to the ground.
Oh, they did
not
it
the
against.
same.
Josh Jacobs never been to a playoff.
They did.
game, so
They
we'll
did
see.
that.
Yeah.
They did that last year against Dallas. When they ran
Dallas
Aaron
just got their hearts
Jones.
snatched out, and a lot of teams could
They
snatch Dallas'
ran
heart out.
down
Sorry.
Aaron Jones. My God, I can't even think about that. They're the third best team in the NFC. The Packers are firmly
Fourth.
Of course.
fourth
Behind Eagles, Lions, and Vikings.
Oh shit, I forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot about the Eagles. Yeah, them and Vikings.
The Vikings are great at something. They have something that they're great at. They're great at throwing the ball. And they have not a great
great at
defense,
receiving
but
the
like
ball.
a great-ish defense. So it's like
Yeah.
they're great at two things. The Lions have a great offense. The Eagles have a great offense and a great defense. You see what I'm saying? Like the Packers do nothing great. They do nothing that scares you.
I really think their offense is kind of great this
It's
year.
very good. But again, they have a bunch of good guys, no great guys. Like who's great on Green Bay?
Nobody,
Like a
but
receiver?
they have a lot of
Like in the whole team, who's great?
Jordan Love.
But like that's it though. Outside of that,
So
like they have nobody great. Their offense is crazy.
yeah, no,
Jair
but it's-
Alexander, but he's hurt.
that's not defense.
I mean, okay. Yeah,
Oh, bro,
still.
I mean, so they're
They're like how many All Pros are they gonna have on that team this year?
nobody, but they're like
For a team
four
that's gonna-
deep.
But that's what I'm saying.
Scary-ass team.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're
But
four
like,
deep. They're four deep at wide receiver.
Yeah.
2 deep at tight end, and they have a head at
Running back.
So they're fourth in offense this
yeah,
year.
total offense.
The you would be shocked at the above them. Baltimore, Detroit, Baker Mayfield's the Bucks, then it's Green Bay.
Yeah,
They have better offenses than the likes of Washington, the Eagles,
they don't have better offenses.
The-
They have better more yardage
San Fran.
because you got to include who
Atlanta.
they played this year too,
Yeah.
as far as strength of schedule and what defenses they played.
Yeah.
Because that plays a factor too.
Yeah, they're
Like that team offensively is not better than Philadelphia offensively. We understand that.
No,
even
no,
if their
no, no.
statistics
On
are
paper,
better
they're not.
no,
on paper or otherwise, they're not.
no.
They're just not better offensively than that Philadelphia team is.
God, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll see.
So it's like,
It's gonna be-
obviously Tampa isn't as good as Detroit offensively, but like
They put up-
depending on who you play,
They put up some yards.
You know
I'll
what I
tell
mean?
you that much. Oh man,
they're great at nothing. They're really good at everything, great at nothing.
real quick, and then we'll go into the Basement Boys game of the week. Jayden Daniels, that guy right there, is going to be. Let me say this again. Jayden Daniels, in his career, will be placed within some of those top guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, Burrow, and Herbert. And let me say this. Let me just say this real quickly. Why, Hetty? Just give me a second. And it's not an overreaction over the game. I give a lot of credit, like I gave a lot of credit to like Baker. When you go into an organization that is known as a very, very bad organization, and when you get drafted to it, you turn it around. That guy's the ultimate game changer. I think some point in his career we'll be looking at him. Not now, but we'll look at him as one of those guys because he has all those tools. But I was very shocked by him. You know, I didn't watch him a lot in college, so I couldn't sit here and say that. But if there was like a redraft, he would be number one and by far number one.
Yeah, well, let's not do that, bro. Let's let him play out his career.
No, I'm
We
just
did
saying,
with Caleb when we fucked up. Let's.
but this guy's showing though, bro.
I mean, so did CJ Stroud last year, and so did Cam Newton his first year. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Cam Newton is going to be one of them ones." And to me, like, you know me, like I'm a huge Cam Newton fan, but like obviously he didn't turn out to be one of them ones.
He went to a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, but is he Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers and those
No,
guys?
I'm saying that he.
obviously.
You were
I'm
legit telling us last week, don't live in the moment.
I know,
You're
no.
living in
I'm
the
saying
moment.
that Jayden is going to be looked at as an elite guy at some point in his career. I'm
What's
not
an
saying
elite guy? Like top 5, top 6?
Yeah, like one of those game changers.
I
That's
mean,
what
he's a game changer now, though.
that's all I'm saying.
get recognized
I'm
more
saying
as a
he's
game
one of
changer.
those guys that can erase bad teams around.
I can see that.
But the problem is with those 5 guys, they're still young.
Not as young as him though. They've all been 5 years plus though.
I know, but they're still young. Like they're still going to be around for a long
I'm
time.
not saying. Wait. I'm not saying he's going to be over those guys. I'm going to say he's going to be viewed as one of those game changers that
Oh, okay. I
erases.
see.
He erases roster deficiencies.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe.
That's what I'm.
Maybe.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Maybe. But
We always got to see it for more than a year, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Maybe.
I just. Gotta make some fucking plays, bro.
Does he have a better roster than the top 5 guys? The top 5 quarterbacks?
No, he doesn't have a roster. I mean, he doesn't have a great roster now.
Yeah. I mean, he has some
he has
guys,
some
but
guys.
he's not.
Guys.
But not like no.
Guys.
He doesn't have a.
Bro, he has Terry McLaurin at wide receiver.
Let's
and then
just
his
put
wide
this
receiver
like this:
core
he's
is
gonna
not
get
great.
stomped in the first round of the playoffs.
Against the Eagles.
Yeah, he's gonna get stomped to whoever they play in the first round. Stomped. Thank you.
Stumped. But the stump, huh?
He's gonna get.
4th and goal.
They're gonna get.
The other team?
No, our team.
What is the score?
It was 1st and goal, and then they went to 4th and goal. They got a penalty. It was still 4th.
So
and goal.
what's the score right now, fellas?
21-10. 9 minutes left in the 3rd.
We have the ball.
We have the ball.
Okay, good.
It's just third and goal on FanDuel.
Okay, cool.
I'm
cool.
on FanDuel, boss.
Hey, if we score here, it's a game.
I don't think we're gonna score.
Well, speaking of
If they get 3 here, it's a game.
Yeah.
predicting games, we're gonna do the Basement Boys game of the week. If you watch us, we do this every single week, and we're gonna do it to the last
We
game of
gonna
the year.
do it again.
Let's do some updates in the records.
We gonna run it back.
Updates in the records, baby. We
21,
have
13.
There we go. Let me do some updates in the records here. We got Suede 6-9 on the year. You're getting better and better every week. Good job. Hattie finally over 500, 8-7. And then you have Mr. Keem. I am 10-5. I thought you were 2 games. No, yep, 10-5. I am 10-5. 2 games behind, above you. So, we're getting there. Our Basement Boys game of the week is going to be a really good freaking game. This is probably the toughest one to predict this year, I think, at least. Green Bay at the Vikings.
Vikings. I'm going Minnesota.
You going Minnesota? Who do you got?
I don't know. I have no idea. I got Minnesota.
I'm taking Packers on the road.
Listen, our records could be, it'd be inching closer.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers on the road to win that game.
Okay.
When they
Care
play,
to share why?
I'm gonna share my why. I hope Watson is healthy for this game because that's a big difference, but I'm gonna stay with it. But I think that the Packers are really, really hot. Ever since that Love has been healthy, there's only been one team to be able to beat them. That was the Lions.
That's the same is true for Minnesota.
I just think that right. I just think the Packers right now.
No, Minnesota's been hotter than Green Bay, actually.
I just think the Packers are in a zone right now in a dome.
So are the Vikings. I need a good why. So far, everything you explained could go to both sides.
I just trust.
I need to know the
I trust
differentiator.
Love more than Sam Darnold right now.
Okay. I trust
that-
Jettas more than Jordan Love, so we'll see what happens.
Jettas needs somebody. Jettas needs somebody to get the
By
ball.
the way,
to him.
you know,
Hey, did you see
Josh
that?
Jacobs and Christian Watson went down yesterday.
Josh Jacobs didn't
No,
go down.
Josh.
They
no,
they confirmed it. It's
They
just-
yeah, he was.
Oh,
good.
they just sent him out?
Watson did go
they
down.
knew we needed 110 from him. He had 107, so they said him.
Yeah, no, he could have.
Cool.
That guy would have ended up with 5 touchdowns in that game.
I mean, we needed him to end up with 2. We didn't need 5, but it's
We
okay.
took the
No
spread though, and
Sure
we
did.
ate.
We
took-
sure did. We should have
Yes,
taken a
sir.
spread on this one. Plus 7.5.
We gotta wait.
Yeah, I'm good with my Vikings pick, man, and
That's mine.
I think like it's it maybe I'm ignorant, but I didn't think it was even like a I think Minnesota's just better than Green Bay. They're playing at home. They need that game. They have the number 1 seed on the line. I think it's pretty obvious, bro.
I think the Vikings have been getting away with a lot of these close games. I think it's going to catch up to them.
So have the Packers outside of the Saints.
No, they've been beating folks, bro.
Have they?
No, the Vikings have been like in I think the second most one score.
But the Vikings have played some good.
I mean, they
good
basically
teams,
play,
though,
they
bro.
basically play the same
100%?
teams, yeah, for the most part. I could be wrong.
Both
but
of their only losses are Detroit. Both of them.
Packers, they beat the Seahawks last week before the Saints.
yeah, they play the same teams basically.
lost to the
Did they?
Lions, beat the Dolphins, beat the Niners, beat the Bears by 1. Lions beat them again. Beat the Jags by 3. Beat the
They beat the
Texans.
Niners by 18.
Don't forget their first couple games too was
And
without Love. They
Vikings beat
Yeah.
the Packers. in the
That
regular
was,
season.
I believe, that was with Malik Willis, if I'm not mistaken.
was.
That was the 4th game of the season.
It was.
It was, yeah.
No, Jordan Love was playing.
No, Jordan Love was playing.
He had one of
Was
his
he?
worst games. This is right off the injury though.
He had 390
Ever
yards,
s-
4 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
Jordan Love?
Jordan Love. Well,
So you can't blame injury. I mean, he had 400.
That was his first game off the calf
He had
injury.
400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
3 picks though.
But that has nothing to do with injury. That's just Jordan Love being Jordan Love. He's always.
He's been.
He's,
I don't think he's
recently, he's turned it around, but
thrown- like
last year and this year,
10
he's
weeks.
had some issues with turnovers.
He's one of the best late month quarterbacks in the
He
league.
is. Mr. December.
He turns it. Which I would much rather have than a guy that plays good in the.
If you have a good team, you'd rather have
Yeah.
it. If you have a bad
Like,
team,
I
by
need
then
it
you'll
all
be
the year,
5-5 by then.
All right, boys, we're done with the football. We are in the middle of an actual sweat for this money line. Who's it again?
San Jose State
In
versus
South
Florida State.
Florida.
South
They
Florida
made a
State.
comeback
South
from
Florida.
21-7.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. We got to keep it going.
No anger. We can't break any of this.
You got. I
equipment.
need you guys to look at me and forget about your chemistry exam tomorrow. Don't worry about your girl's Snapchat. I need you to leave that on the side for a second.
And win this.
I need
win
you to
this Hawaiian
focus on
Bowl.
winning this money. I mean, this game.
Win this Hawaiian Bowl.
Let's talk about some. We're gonna talk about some NBA stuff. I was telling you off air real quick. I completely agree with Charles Barkley. NBA should start on Christmas moving forward.
I could see.
It's not even a topic that I have or anything like that. It 100% should start on Christmas because football is king and they cannot compete with football.
Of course not. Man.
On top of that, the product isn't good right now.
It's not.
So it's not like you're going to steal any eyeballs, but
It's not.
the worst football game on Monday night will outdo the best basketball game.
By far. I mean, not that worse.
The NFL completely told the NBA, go fuck yourselves.
Stop.
That was only true in like 2016, though.
Why?
It almost went like, oh,
Oh, the
for the
NBA
NFL
was.
because of like the LeBron and the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Those finals were like high viewership finals, bro. Like very high. So it's
But
like,
I'm talking about the NFL that just said, yeah, we're going to take over Christmas.
yeah,
And they put
yeah.
they put their two most popular quarterbacks in the league on.
And then one of the most popular franchises in the league playing against the most popular quarterback in the league.
Yeah, we'll
Hey, and not on national TV.
because you can't even flip back and
Netflix.
forth.
It's on Netflix.
You can't. Flip.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, bro. But what
So
you
are they, wait. Are they gonna have ads?
Commercials, you mean?
Yeah.
was there during that fight, the Jake Paul fight?
No,
That's a pay-per-view. It's different.
that's a pay-per-view. And how are you gonna put
Yeah, there'll be ads.
commercial on Netflix? No, it was on Netflix. It wasn't pay-per-view.
Oh, it was.
And there was no commercials. It's a boxing match. How are you gonna have like?
Yo,
It was quick. It wasn't like, you know.
Regardless,
So I don't know. That'll be interesting.
So I don't agree with a lot of things that Charles Barkley says, but yeah, they should start on Christmas.
Having ads on Netflix right now is sitting at a cool -180.
Yeah. There's gonna be ads. There has to be because what are they gonna do during promotion? Like
Gonna make a little bet.
that there's gonna be ads. Oh, I'm smashing the yes on that.
Okay.
yes, am I? What are you talking about?
I'm hitting no.
What's your line at?
They might do some shit like, you know, like,
You're gonna go against Moneyline Keem?
bro, like Netflix never has ads on anything. Movies, boxing matches, nothing.
None of them were live. Except the boxing match. But
Yeah.
That's considered a pay-per-view.
Yeah, no. Because I know
It's not a
that
pay-per-view though.
I know that
Consider
WWE is gonna have ads.
How's it
Eddie.
considered pay-per-view? It's on Netflix. It's just like this football game is. Same thing.
I'm saying it's considered like it's a boxing match.
It's not pay-per-view.
I know it's not pay-per-view, but like
It's not considered pay-per-view either.
Alright, well,
It's either a pay-per-view or not. It can't be considered.
You're right.
I think that they
A
would.
cat can't be considered a dog. It's either a cat or not, man.
Okay.
Could you set this line for this?
The
ad?
yes is a -180. I'm granting you. Yes, I believe there will be,
Oh,
but
you're
it's
going-
not like a guarantee.
I would be interested
might
to
be
see how they
shocked.
do it though.
Like it could be like a next gen stats, like the shit that they run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't have a lot on
do it.
basketball. There is one thing that I want to make very clear to people out there, and I think Hetty, you would agree with me. Swade, you would also agree with me. I think our top 3 players in the NBA stand firm. Giannis, Joker, Luka. And I don't think there's any argument against those 3 guys right now. Giannis, Joker, Luka.
you're not willing to entertain Shy over Luca?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think that, listen, I'm not the greatest fan of his play style, but the guy has carried some team. He went to a championship last year, and
100%.
he's won some playoff series against some teams that we didn't think they should have.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
And from those 3 guys, unpopular opinion, but I think Giannis is
number
firm,
one.
like firm at
Yeah.
number one. And Jokic is all time great, but like Giannis
Yeah.
is firm at number
I
one.
think that shows like greatness of Giannis though.
Yeah.
Because I'm very high on the Joker, bro. The Joker he is so fucking good.
He's
bro.
so good.
He is so freaking
He's so good.
bro.
All you're losing out with Giannis is just a little bit of passing.
And shooting.
If the Joker was, you can't be the best player in the world with not being a two-way player. Like
That's
Giannis
what I'm
is.
saying. That's the problem.
Because-
And Giannis is still averaging 7 assists a game.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
Giannis is, Giannis.
He's the best player in the
He
league.
anchors your
Yeah.
defense
And
know
your
a lot-
offense.
I think a lot of people are gonna get mad. How about Ant? How about Tatum? Like instead of Luka, I don't think they're there yet.
No, not yet.
These players know.
You get what I mean?
I mean, if Tatum wins one this year, like I said a couple of podcasts ago, then you have to put him in there. But
do you think I'm talking about just as like players. You think he'd be a better player than Luka?
yeah, if he wins 2 with a
You think
Finals
so?
MVP, yeah. I mean, you'd have to, because defensively he's a lot better than Luka is.
Yeah.
And he's just as good as a scorer as Luka is. He's not the playmaker he is, but
Yeah.
like you get what you need out of Tatum. What you need from Luka, you get out of Tatum, but you get it with winning. And I know that's not fair, but sports ain't fair. Sports is
Yeah.
that is what it is, bro. Like at that point.
If I'm starting a franchise, those are the 3 guys
Yeah.
by far. I think Ant is really young. I think he's still trying to find his identity as a offensive player. If poor guy stuck in a really shitty NBA. So I don't know if he knows really
Who?
Ant.
Oh.
You get you know what I
Yeah.
mean? A great guy, great player, two-way. But I think that he's not
also
in-
still really young.
That's
bro.
exactly what
He's
I'm
still
saying. So
really
that's
young,
why
bro.
I can't start a franchise with him over a Luka.
Yeah. I mean, he's 23.
a Joker.
He's
Oh, yeah.
23, bro.
When that guy hits his mental prime,
Yeah.
just watch.
Yeah.
Watch out.
100%.
And it's going to be a lot sooner than you think. But I just been seeing a lot of discussions and stuff like I think we forget how great Giannis is. I think that with how great Giannis is, we forget about Joker and man.
We do
Luka-
with all those guys.
Yeah.
You watch Joker on any given night, you're like, yeah, this guy's the best player in the league. Then you watch Giannis, you're like, man, this guy's the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Like, it's
'Cause
number 1 and 2 are cemented.
Luka's been snatching hearts. Remember what he did to the Clippers that one year? He did it-
Timberwolves last year.
You know what I mean? Like he snatches heart, and he has Kai with him, and he has a nice team around him. But man,
Love you, Kai.
yeah, man, Kai,
Love you forever and ever, Kai.
Kai, you still deserve some. What was the word on the first episode of?
Slander?
You still deserve some slander,
Not
and you're playing
slander.
the.
You deserve criticism, not
No,
slander.
but I like the word slander. Man, that was one of our first takes ever.
Yeah. One of the realest guys in the NBA, bro. You could just tell.
Oh man, I
Kai, come on the pod, bro.
please, bro.
Slander.
You went on. He deserves some slander.
Criticism, not slander.
He deserved a little bit.
Kyrie, there will be no Kyrie slander on this pod, bro, at all.
Bro, we've come a long way.
25 is 6 months, boys.
25 episodes, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
6 months, bro.
consistent, bro.
Literally.
Consistent. We have.
Hey, we got to do something crazy for the 100th episode. We got to do something
Even
insane.
the 50th.
Shit, we might give away $100,000. We'll see what happens.
Hey, man, we might be. Hey, no, bro, we might be in that place.
Say I won't. Say I won't.
Instead of 100 bands.
So there's something I want to talk about. Something really cool is I don't know if it came out just yet, but Durant, LeBron, and Curry sat down and they did a episode like on a podcast. I don't know.
Did
if you
they
guys
really?
Seen, yes, bro. They sat down during I think it was during the USA time. They're just now releasing it.
Wow.
And they just talked. I mean, when you talk about just talent, and at any given generation, those 3 guys are hard to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's some quotes that I read. I think it's out already. I don't know if the actual video is out.
Wow. I need to see that.
LeBron said something like, we were like, that was one of the greatest rivalries between the Warriors. He's like, it was like the East versus the West, and it was all so. Curry had a quote, and this is quoted by Curry. He's like, "There's more appreciation and respect than probably back in the day because there was a lot of pettiness and resentment that was between him and LeBron's rivalry." I wanted to talk about some of the greatest rivalries ever, like between 2 players. And do you think that LeBron's in Curry's rivalries like up there in that top 5?
LeBron Curry's rivalry is number 2
Who's number 1?
to me in
Bird and Magic?
basketball history. So basketball history, it's Bird and Magic by far.
Yeah,
And the reason why it's by far is because like you're talking about 2 teams that, had a combined 9 finals appearances in a decade. No, Magic had 9 just by himself, and Bird had another 4 or 5. So you're talking about guys who had like 14, 15 finals appearances in one decade. And it was also like with Larry and Magic, it was comparable.
They're closer in player.
Yeah, like if you said, "Oh, Larry's better than Magic," some people really believed it, that Larry's better than Magic, and then some people really believed like, "No, Magic's better than Larry." Most people didn't believe Curry was better than LeBron James.
Do you want to know
It was a rivalry, though.
But you know what my first thoughts were when I read this?
What?
The first thing I thought when Curry said this, and I love Curry, and I never saw them as a rival. Their teams were.
The teams
That's
were,
exactly
yeah.
what I was going to say. It's literally the team.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
it was like
like
a rivalry
Boston,
with
Boston, LA. I don't think of Bird Magic. I just think Boston.
No,
LA.
I think Bird Magic.
Bird Magic was the head of that snake for that rivalry.
I do. You're right. Recently,
Yeah.
when the Lakers in Boston, like I didn't think Kobe versus Pierce or
No,
Kobe
no.
versus Garnett.
LA versus
Because those
Boston.
guys weren't good enough.
I did not think of.
It was just real talk.
No,
weren't
they
good
just
enough.
weren't good enough to. And I didn't. And I think Curry is one of the 10 greatest players of all time. But I don't.
There was a lot of that, though. If you remember, like in 2016, 17,
It wasn't his matchup.
it wasn't really, people weren't really saying LeBron versus Steph. It was more so LeBron versus Warriors, if you remember. Like, how many times is LeBron going to play the
Yeah.
Warriors? It was also 2 variations of that Warriors team. There
Yes.
was the Warriors, and then there was Warriors with KD.
Yes.
So there was 2 variations of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to say, oh, LeBron versus Curry when KD's on the team. It's like a weird thing to say, like, oh, LeBron versus Curry. How does that work?
And when he said that, I was just like, yeah, I never thought about it as a rivalry like that, man.
Yeah.
It was all LeBron and the Cavs that went to versus the Warriors in the finals. Or was
all
it
LeBron.
Miami?
All LeBron.
all LeBron.
And then it was the 2 variations. It was the Curry, and then it was the when
Non-Curry.
Kevin Durant made one of the weakest moves ever and went onto that team. And then it was
And kept the GOAT argument close.
yeah,
Kevin Durant legit
helped
Kevin Durant helped keep that GOAT conversation alive.
Curry did too for you. Believe it or not.
I mean, Curry helped it the other way, though,
What do you mean?
by losing 3-1.
Yes.
He helped it the other way.
Yes.
KD helped it for Michael. Because, like, if LeBron wins 2 or 3 more after that and he ends up with 7 championships, and that's going to be the vastest resume in NBA history at that
I
point.
misunderstood you. I think they both helped LeBron's case.
What do you mean?
I look at it like, wow.
It took.
It really took.
That's because you guys are smart NBA fans. That's the issue with context. But if you're just a casual fan, you're like, well, I mean, he doesn't have 6 championships. He only has 4.
So to the smart
like,
fans
you know
out
what I
there,
mean?
yeah, like when Kevin Durant did that, and he balled, man.
Brother, the smartest NBA fans you'll ever come across. You see them online sometimes. You see them on YouTube. You see them in social media. Usually, amongst the smartest NBA fans, when you talk about the GOAT debate, it's always like, yeah, I don't care who you take as long as it's LeBron or Michael. Usually, for smart NBA fans, it's like, yeah, Michael's the GOAT, sure, then LeBron's 2. Or if Michael's 2, then LeBron has to be 1. Like, it just has to be that way. And then you have those guys that say, why is LeBron top 9? He's not top 9.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
that's
Skip Bayless has a 50-year media career, and he has LeBron at number 8
he does-
still.
and-
He has LeBron as the 9th best player in the league in NBA history.
he named his
yes,
he
bro.
named his top 10.
Can you imagine
recently.
somebody made a Tom Brady, like an NFL quarterback list of all time, and had Tom Brady at 9? Just imagine that for a second.
That's
I
disgusting.
mean, there's a skill set. Maybe we'll see what happens.
I mean, there's still people out there that think Lamar's not good. You get what I mean?
No,
There's-
100%,
There's
I know.
still guys out there that think Allen Iverson's the greatest player. And if you think we're playing around, I've asked people who is the GOAT, and what did we hear?
Allen Iverson, yeah, 100%.
Outside of work.
Allen Iverson's cold. I mean, he's cold, but
Yeah, but he
ain't that cold.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that he would be
Why?
the.
Why?
Because he was.
You talk about a load carrier.
And he's an icon.
The cultural aspect was a lot bigger for Allen Iverson than his.
understand,
It
but
transcended basketball at that point. You remember growing up? Did you ever wear those wristbands?
Yeah.
Those basketball wristbands and
Yeah.
like the headbands and like,
Yeah.
like I swear to God, like in elementary school,
I had AI shoes.
I went to school with a shooting sleeve on.
I had me
Motherfucker,
too.
why you wearing a shooting sleeve? We're taking a 4th grade pop quiz.
Yeah,
but I
because-
swear to God, I had
because
one
of
on
AI.
because of AI.
I
Like,
had
that's-
AI shoes.
I wanted tattoos at like legit 9 years old because I saw AI having them. I was like, this is the
I'm like,
coolest thing ever.
how do you
That's
grow
so
your
cool,
hair
bro.
to get cornbread?
I swear to God, like I'm an Arab kid, bro. Look at my hair. I wanted cornrows, bro.
You can get cornrows.
But that's,
I'm saying, but like that was AI. Like that wasn't
he had
anybody
a
else.
touch
bro.
on.
That doesn't matter, bro.
He changed basketball.
The definition of the word cool, you look it up in the dictionary, it's Allen Iverson, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
It matters to some
his
people.
prime.
It matters to some people. And
He
was,
bridged the gap between music and sports better than anybody ever. He bridged it together.
Yeah.
Like as far as like bringing hip hop to the NBA, and maybe David Stern didn't like it at that point, if you remember.
He should
he
be.
was one of the reasons why we have a dress code.
Yeah.
But like he bridged that gap, bro.
And he should be. They wish they had somebody like that right now.
Allen Iverson is a guy who's, to me, like I said before, before the pod, he's a top 15 player of all time. He's the only guy that's outside of 10 that if somebody had him on a basketball Mount Rushmore, you got it. You get no arguments from me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You get no arguments from
I
me
wish
if he's
he-
on your Mount Rushmore.
I wish he had some better supporting teams because if you would be talking about rivalries, could you imagine us be talking about Kobe versus Iverson?
Let me show you something, bro.
Wish you had a chip.
Let me show you
At least
something.
one.
Listen,
So, Hedy,
believe
who
it or
am I
not,
missing?
a championship doesn't mean anything for
Yeah.
Allen Iverson. He's top 15.
But Hedy, who
regardless.
else am I missing though? Rivalries.
Um,
Who's Michael's biggest rival player wise?
Michael was it wasn't
not even a player.
it wasn't a player, no.
So
Because
who?
the problem, Hakeem, is like there isn't really one in the NBA, and let me tell you why.
So it was only Bird and Magic.
Because how often do you get 2 top 5, 6 players of all time in the same time frame, in the same area code, in the same, you know what I'm
And
saying?
both always
Like
playing on teams strong enough to meet each
exactly.
other.
Like how often do you see?
It was
You don't
supposed to be
really
LeBron
see
and
that.
Kobe. We wanted that so freaking
Right,
bad, and it
but
never.
like right, and the ages were weird too. Like Magic and Larry were as old as each other.
Yeah.
Kobe was 7 years older than LeBron, so it's
Yeah.
like usually it's an all-time great versus another team
Yeah, that's
because like nobody could compete with Michael on those Pistons teams. Like as great as Isaiah was, he
no, but
wasn't
he's
Michael.
Not, no, he's not a Michael.
And it's the same thing. Like as great as Steph was, he's not LeBron. So it's
And
like
LeBron
it's the
was
Warriors, it's
running
the other teams.
into. Yeah, I don't look at Duncan versus LeBron.
2000, 2001, and Allen Iverson's MVP year.
Lakers.
31.1 points a game, 2.5 steals led the league, 4.6 assists, and 3.8 rebounds at 5 foot 11 inches tall. At
He's a-
5 feet 11 inches tall. Bro.
He
He has one of the highest point per game averages in a career. He averages 26.7.
I'm
for his
willing to-
career.
I'm willing to bet he probably has the biggest swing in opinion on people.
Yeah.
So that's a guy that you would either people say, yeah, it's definitely top 10, or some guys will be like, yeah, that guy's not even my top 30.
I get what they're saying, bro. I get it. Like as a basketball player, like yes, if because they argued on this on the Gills Arena one time, like is Steph Curry a better basketball player than Allen Iverson? No, he's not a better basketball player than Allen Iverson, but he's greater. We always do that. We just do, bro. Like
I get that.
he's greater.
Man, those 3 guys sitting down, I haven't watched it yet. I don't
I
think
need
it's
to watch
coming
it.
out, man. But it's
Watch it.
that's man, you would hope this next generation we get 3 guys like that holds down.
You would think, right?
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You would think because those guys at one point, maybe not Kevin Durant as much as Curry and LeBron, but those guys at one point were the faces of the NBA.
We won't get that
Yeah.
no more.
We're down 24-20 with the ball.
Yeah, no, we won't get that no more.
No,
Cash out was huge.
yeah, I've seen that.
Cash out was big.
So it's probably because we're going to get a chance to hear the score. But when that podcast does come out, when that episode comes out, we're going to react to a lot more because I think there's going to be a lot of shit said. I think I read something that Kevin Durant said. I don't want to quote it just yet because I didn't read it well, but
Give us a gist. We'll give you an out.
I want to say something like I don't. He was talking about rivalries, and I was just like, bro, you don't deserve. You're not in this talk, bro. You're not in this talk, bro. You know how
Kevin
I feel.
Durant is a bad man, bro.
One of the
He's a
best
bad man,
players of all time. Kevin Durant is
That's so bad.
one of the best.
I mean, Steph Curry
players.
is not even a conversation,
But
but as
I
a basketball
think-
player.
Oh no, absolutely not. I 100% agree with you. But when we talk about, and I know this sounds crazy, and I stand by this, and I'll argue with anybody. He's one of the most disappointing careers ever.
Disappointing?
Yes.
No.
When you look at that guy,
No.
when you look at that guy and you look at the crop of people that he has played with in his career, you would expect more.
I agree with that.
You get what I mean? And maybe disappointing is the wrong word, but there's a lot more meat on that bone, bro.
Yeah, I agree with
you
that.
You get what I'm saying? Like, he's played with 3-4 different variation of teams.
What is he? Is he 11th all time? I think he's 11th all time if we had to put him.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
The greatest.
Do you think Giannis is a better player than Kevin Durant?
Tough question. No.
Is it close?
It's very close.
Very close.
Okay, so I have a question for you real quickly. If Giannis gets one more championship and one more Finals MVP, is he higher in the list?
Absolutely is.
But do you realize like that's one player every single year that we like? How about the Joker if he gets one more Finals MVP?
Yes, he'd be higher than Kevin Durant would. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean when you look at it,
But both of those guys, I don't know if they're better basketball players. They're better load carriers.
That's the problem though. But like when
Yeah.
we talk about how good players are, again,
That was more of a personality thing from Kevin Durant, though.
That's it. But this is what when we talk about the best players,
Mm-hmm.
the best players just get it done, and he always did it, man. Like,
Listen, there has to be something going on in those locker rooms.
but he said it.
And maybe it's KD being a friendly guy. Maybe that's what
No,
it is.
he
So
came
people
out and said it though. We don't have to. He's like, I'm not a leader. I'm just here to ball.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm
Oh.
just saying, like, there has to be something going on in these locker rooms where Kobe, LeBron, and Michael's teammates, regardless of how great they were, never looked at themselves as equals to those guys. Like, the closest person you saw that was maybe an equal to the other guy was Wade in Miami.
He knew.
And after the first year, Wade has already come out and said, like, yeah, I'm just not that guy. He came out and said it. I'm not him.
LeBron, it's your team.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, bro. They and the Miami Heat players have come out and said, like, bro, it took a practice for us to realize, like, yeah, this guy is different,
Yeah.
bro. It's a different thing now here that we're dealing with. And there's a quick, just like cool story, like LeBron in practice would sometimes be shredding Wade and point at Riley and tell him, this is your man. This is LeBron's best friend at the time. And be like, this is your man. Like, this is your best player. He would tell him that. The first year in Miami, and like it became clear. It takes something happening in that locker room for Draymond Green to be like, no, I'm not giving you the ball in this time. Are you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%.
Something has to be happening where people look at you, your contemporaries look at you, your teammates look at you, and look at you as an equal, even though, bro, like he might be better at 9. He was better at 19 than Draymond in his prime. He was better at 19. So it's like, I don't know what's going on in those locker rooms, but something is happening in those
what
locker rooms, bro, during his career. Something was happening.
How
Bro.
I think one of the most hardest words to define is the word leadership. It's hard to define it. Sometimes you just look at somebody and you say they have it. Like when I looked at Kobe, that guy's a leader. When I look at LeBron, that guy's a leader, and they all have different styles. You know, Tom, that guy's a fucking leader. We look at A-Rod and we're like,
Yeah.
like when A-Rod goes down in games, I never have confidence in A-Rod.
Yeah.
And the numbers show he's one of those. He's not good at coming back. When I look at Pat, bro, I see fucking leadership.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant isn't a leader. And you want to know why he's not a leader? Because he doesn't want to be a leader.
And by the way, there's different styles of leadership.
He has none of it.
Like, take someone like two sides of the spectrum. Take someone like Tom. Tom was a serious leader. Like he was the head of the snake. People on his team, because a bunch of teammates have said it. Like we were willing to die for Tom, even more so than Bill sometimes. Like we were dying. We were playing for Tom more than
Brady
Bill.
is the fucking leader.
Yeah, we were playing for Tom. We weren't playing for Bill. Some players have said this before. Take it to the other side of the spectrum, like of leadership styles, right? I bring him up a lot because he's my favorite player in the NFL. You talk about Lamar. Guys on Lamar's team
Leader.
look to him. Even though he's not the same leader type as Tom Brady is,
leader.
he's a different type of leader. Where people are like, yeah, big trust, like that's our guy, but we're gonna ride for that guy. With KD, and it was never really someone like saying like, yeah, we're gonna ride for that guy, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Like it wasn't any.
But it also shows in his.
And I don't think he had the same basketball IQ as those other three
No,
guys.
he did not. He did not, and that is part of the reason why he was never able. I never looked at Kevin Durant as an elevator.
Yeah. 100%.
You get what I'm saying?
Selfish.
One of the greatest players
No,
ever.
he's not selfish. No.
No, he's not
I don't
selfish.
wanna
We scored a touchdown. We're up 27-24.
I don't want to go there about Kevin Durant. This isn't a bashing of Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant? Selfish?
No.
One of the least selfish players ever.
No, he's definitely that guy can
One of the
score
least
fucking
selfish players
40
ever, bro.
every game. He just doesn't have that skill, bro. It's just like
The talent, the leadership.
no, he doesn't have the skill making players better around him, and that's okay.
He makes players around him better. My issue is like
Not to the level of the people.
I've never seen this. Right? I've been watching basketball for a long time. Just put up with me hitting the mic. It's gonna happen. Just it's done. It's cooked. It's fried. This is gonna sound crazy. And I know I'm not wrong about this. Even if KD heard this right now, he'd be like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But I do, because I'm sure if I pull up some numbers right now, I could prove it to him. I've never seen KD be like, hey, give me the ball, move. And by the way, he's more skilled and talented than Kobe, than LeBron, and than Michael. None of them are as potent offensively as Kevin Durant are. And even if you say they are, they don't have it in a 7'1" frame.
They don't.
You're wrong.
But just one second.
Wait, let me.
But just one
this
second.
goes against
The
it.
only time I remember him doing that is one time. It's in Brooklyn. And the best KD that's ever existed was the Brooklyn KD. That series against Milwaukee. That's when I looked at him like, yeah, bro, as a basketball player, he's like just as good as LeBron.
If not better.
Just as good as I'm just talking as a basketball player. He's just as good. Bro.
Yeah.
So
The only other time I've seen him do it is when he was taking those shots in the finals, but that's because he knew what he had behind him.
But even in those finals, it wasn't like give me the ball, move out the
Yeah.
way, bro. Those games were close.
But that's what
There was one close game in every one of those finals. Every other games were 10 or
But
plus
Hetty,
points.
that's what hurt him though, because those OKC young teams
Mm-hmm.
needed a Kevin Durant and Russ to come into.
But they
a
looked
room.
at Russ.
Yes,
Those teams looked at Russ
but
to do
they
that.
they needed those guys to sit in a room, and Kevin Durant needed to be like, Russ, you might be the best player in this team, but in the fourth quarter, the ball needs to be in my hands because I can
Yeah.
get to my spot better than anybody in the world.
Again, I remind you of those Golden State series, bro.
But
How can you blame that team for riding behind Russ?
But early, because Kevin Durant didn't have a heart to come out and tell like Westbrook, like
Yeah,
yo,
he's just not that person. He said it. I'm not that person.
I gotta. This has to be me.
Listen, at the end of the day, top 11 player of all time.
about the players he's playing
One of the
with,
best
bro.
players ever. So
This is not a bashing on Kevin Durant, but think about the players to me, as a player, he's worthy to sit in that circle with Curry and LeBron. But as a competitor and rivalry,
the question isn't if he's
outside of
worthy. The
Russ-
question is Curry worthy to sit with
Outside
those
of
guys
player.
as a basketball
Yeah,
player?
but-
Outside of Russ and outside, obviously, the Warriors he won, but with Brooklyn, they didn't play together for a long time.
that's because he would hop shit.
But they got
But
hurt most of the time.
Ali, think about it. I mean, like, think about what's the worst team you ever played with?
The
Worst
Suns team,
That
What's the
Suns-
worst team he's ever played
That
with?
Suns team?
The Suns team.
And he's
think about
older.
what the
No,
That
Suns.
Devin Booker.
But think about what the Suns team is, though, bro.
They were a championship team before.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the worst team he's
Swade,
played with, bro.
Swade, this man has played with James Harden, Westbrook. We talked about the greatest players to never win a ring. Those are the two guys that come to those lists.
Well, it
right
was
there.
never for a full season, though, man.
He played with OKC.
No, he
for
played with
what?
him.
Brooklyn? He's never played
And
a full season
then,
with them.
hey,
Brooklyn was the only time, bro.
yeah,
That's the best team he's ever played with.
no,
No,
the
but
best
he's played with Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
guys. But even the
And he played with Russell
guys.
Westbrook.
OKC teams are better than
It's
that Brooklyn
equivalent.
team.
What's equivalent?
Like both Harden and
Okay,
Kyrie.
there you go.
Hey, the
That's
It's a
OKC.
lot of players to
Yeah.
play with, bro.
I'm just saying when we talk about Kevin Durant, yes, bro. There's a lot of meat left on that.
It's
bone.
like Steph. Steph, you could say the same thing for, but Steph has won 4. You know what I'm saying? Like he's won
With
those
twice.
championships.
Right now, the only reason I can ever put Steph Curry on a list higher than Kevin Durant is because he got away and did it by himself that one. I won't even like we could talk about the Della Dobo.
No,
100% right.
2022.
Yeah,
he separated himself.
He did it, and he was that dog on that team. Say whatever the fuck you want.
No, he did. He snatched
and
Boston's
he
heart
did it.
out.
That's the only reason that we could even put him above him on a list because as a player,
Right.
bro, Kevin Durant as a player is is a top 5.
It's a disrespectful question to Kevin
Yes,
Durant.
as a player. But
To ask if Steph
when
better
you
than
start talking about accomplishments, yeah, bro, like I'm sorry, man. There's a lot of meat left on that bone. When I think about a guy like Kobe, I think he did every possible thing he could ever did in his situation. Same thing with LeBron and stuff like that.
You're right, 100%.
We're gonna talk a lot more about those trios. I can't wait to react to what they say in that conversation because those are 3 fucking legends, bro. And we should appreciate it while they're still here because what we got right now ain't all that.
It's early. I got faith in the NBA.
Yeah.
The NBA will figure it out, bro.
No.
What, are they going to go bankrupt? No, they'll figure it out, bro.
You know, it's a little overrated about what's happening in the NBA. I promise you, once we don't have a choice but to watch it because the NFL season will be over, we'll be talking about the NBA a lot more. I promise you.
I mean, the refs just need to get LeBron in the NBA Finals. It's really all we need.
David Stern. Adam Silver. Make it happen.
Oh, yeah, I mean, what we really need
Hey, if you're like my
is we need the
uncles-
Celtics and LeBron and the Lakers in the NBA Finals. That's what we need.
And the Warriors and the
and we'll
Lakers
get
in the Western
clapped.
Conference Championship.
It'll fix itself.
And we'll get clapped.
It needs to go. Listen
sure?
what it needs to go. It needs to go. It needs to go. Timberwolves, Suns. Suns beat Timberwolves.
Yes.
LeBron, Timberwolves. LeBron Suns. He beats the Suns. He beats KD. LeBron Warriors. He beats Steph. The GOAT conversation is almost done now. It's teeter-tottering. He plays the Celtics. They rock him. And then they come back next year and play each
Oh
other
my
again.
God.
I promise you the NBA straight after that.
Yeah,
I
right.
promise you the NBA straight after that. I promise you.
good.
I promise
Hey,
you
just
it'll be
replay that
straight.
final series for the next 5 years. I don't even need to see the
I
live
promise you
one.
it'll be straight, cuz.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, this was fun, my boys.
Yes, sir,
Episode
skis.
25. Hey, to everybody out there, Merry Christmas to all your families, to anybody that, observes. Happy New Year coming up.
Every episode, I need you to come up with the best player with that number. Next week is Jameer Gibbs.
26?
That's
There's no
26
way
this
there's
week.
nobody good.
I'm sorry.
Hey, there's nobody that
27.
there's no way there's anybody good
No,
that
Saquon.
we're 25.
Saquon.
Say
Shit.
26?
Please make sure you continue to hit that. Please make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button. Keep on supporting. Keep on coming out and looking at our content. We appreciate it more than you will ever know. Episode 25 in the books. We're gonna go and sweat this money line. Throw this LU, baby.
No, watch out. I gotta take a shot. Every single episode I gotta take
But just be careful of the equipment. It's a lot of equipment.
a shot.
They always tell us.
Okay, we are never doing that again. We are never doing that again, bro. I'm not getting it. We
Run that
didn't
shit
buy
back.
this. Hey, we didn't buy this podcast equipment.
Not everybody should have a podcast.
Come up with something more, better. Love you guys. Peace.
Do it.